In the peaceful village of Devgar, where jasmine scented the evenings and temple bells greeted the dawn, lived Harish and Mena with their two daughters, Rhea and Sanvi. The sisters were as different as fire and water. Rhea, the elder, carried the heat of pride, while Sanvi held the calmness of kindness. Though raised under the same loving roof, life shaped them in opposite ways. Rhea was ambitious, almost to the point of arrogance. She firmly believed that luxury defined happiness. Sanvi, on the other hand, was gentle and thoughtful. For her, a life rich in dignity and harmony was the greatest treasure. When Rhea finished her studies, she made a bold announcement. She would only marry into a wealthy family. Love can wait, she'd say, but money can't. Her father, Harish, tried to explain that character mattered far more than riches, but Rhea was determined. Soon, a proposal came from an affluent family in Jaipur. Their son Arjun was a businessman who lived in a grand bungalow. He demanded a lavish wedding and spoke with a polished confidence that impressed Rhea instantly. Harish knew he couldn't afford such extravagance, but seeing his daughter's excitement, he gave in. He spent all his savings and even took on heavy loans to host a wedding the village would talk about for years. He was left burdened with debt, but he took comfort in knowing Rhea was happy. Time passed, and it was Sanvi's turn to marry. But Harish, now financially drained, struggled to find a suitable match. One night he broke down, confessing to his wife Mena that he felt he had failed their younger daughter. Sanvi overheard their conversation. She went to her father, held his hand, and gently told him that she didn't need a wealthy husband, only a kind-hearted one. Eventually, Harish found Adesh, a humble and hard-working young man who ran a small grocery shop in the city and lived with his elderly grandmother. Sanvi, valuing his simplicity and sincerity, agreed without a second thought. Her wedding was small and quiet, attended only by close relatives, but it was filled with genuine blessings. Sanvi moved to the city and began her new life. She managed the household with grace, lovingly cared for Adesh's grandmother, and soon started helping Adesh in his tiny shop. Her warm smile and honest nature quickly won the trust of their customers. Meanwhile, Rhea was living a life of extravagance in Jaipur. Her days were spent at kiddie parties, and her social media was a constant stream of marbled floors and branded outfits. She was always comparing herself to others, desperately trying to maintain a sense of superiority, even as her marriage to Arjun lacked any real emotional depth. One day, Rhea visited Sanvi in a shiny new SUV, flaunting her expensive jewelry. She announced that she and Arjun were moving into a luxurious penthouse. Sanvi sincerely congratulated her, but Adesh could see the real reason for her visit to show off and belittle their modest life. But Sanvi, ever pure-hearted, defended her sister, believing her intentions were good. Inspired by Sanvi's unwavering faith and positivity, Adesh began to dream bigger. Together, they worked tirelessly. They opened the shop at dawn and closed late at night. They improved the quality of their products, renovated the old counters, and treated every customer like family. Within a few years, their humble grocery shop grew into a mini supermarket. They officially branded it Savvy Mart, named lovingly after Sanvi. It soon became the most trusted store in the area, attracting people from all over the city. Their business flourished so quickly that they opened more branches, eventually owning multiple Savvy Mart outlets. They earned a respected name that reached far beyond their old village of Devgar. Adesh bought a beautiful new home for Sanvi and hired help to care for his grandmother. He would often tell Sanvi, "You are my Lakshmi," because everything she touched seemed to bloom with success. Sanvi would always reply humbly, "It is not luck, Adesh ji, it is our hard work." But while Sanvi's world was expanding, Rhea's golden world was crumbling. Arjun's business began to fail due to a series of risky investments. To maintain the luxurious lifestyle that Rhea demanded, he took huge loans and made fraudulent financial decisions. Eventually, his misdeeds caught up with him. Bank inquiries and legal notices started arriving. They lost their penthouse, their car, and their reputation. Rhea tried to save face, even lying to her friends, but no one came to her aid. Fights became a daily occurrence in their small, rented apartment. Blame and resentment echoed through the empty rooms. Rhea found herself trapped between her pride and the harsh reality of poverty. One day, utterly defeated, she went to Sanvi's home. With swollen eyes and trembling hands, she collapsed into her sister's arms, confessing through sobs that everything was gone. She desperately needed help. Instead of anger or judgment, Sanvi embraced her tightly. She comforted her, assuring her that she would never be left alone. Adesh, seeing Rhea's broken state, offered her a job as a manager in one of the new Savvy Mart branches. Rhea was humbled to her core. The very sister she had once mocked was now the one lifting her back onto her feet. Over time, Rhea worked with sincerity. She learned the virtues of patience and humility. For the first time, she understood the value of honest effort over borrowed luxury. Arjun, too, learned from his mistakes and began to gradually rebuild his life with a simpler, more grounded mindset. Their road was challenging, but they were both changing for the better. Meanwhile, Sanvi and Adesh continued to expand Savvy Mart. They started charitable programs, donating clothes and food to those in need. They cleared Harish's old debts and helped the poor in their community. They earned not just wealth, but the respect and love of everyone they met. One year, during Sanvi's birthday celebration, she was personally distributing warm shawls and school supplies to underprivileged children. Rhea watched her, tears welling in her eyes. She whispered, "Sanvi, your heart is richer than any palace I ever lived in." Sanvi just smiled. She never judged anyone, not even those who had hurt her. Adesh placed his arm around her and said, "This is our true success: kindness, honesty, and a pure heart." In that moment, Rhea finally understood life's greatest truth. Wealth built on pride cannot survive, but wealth built on goodness becomes a blessing for generations. Arrogance collapses, but humility grows. True prosperity lies not in what you show the world, but in what you give to it. From that day on, both sisters lived not just comfortably, but wisely. They carried with them the profound understanding that while one road in life is paved with temporary glitter, the other, though quieter and simpler, leads to lasting happiness, dignity, and peace. Thanks for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring content.